Okay, out of that one, yeah. This next tune is a song written by a dear friend of ours that passed away back in 2015. His name was Herb McCullough. He was a longtime Nashville songwriter he retired and came down to live near his parents and his wife's parents, and lived in Dunellen. I met him at a guitar pick one night. We swapped a few songs and became friends, and he found out that I had some recording equipment at the house, and he told me, he said, you know, Pete, all the years I've been writing songs in Nashville, he said, I always had to kind of, when I brought him into the studio to demo them out, I said, we had to go into a formula, into the box, and the way they would always tell me, Herb, you can't add that extra beat or those two beats there, or you're going to have to change that chord, or you're not going to be able to sing on it if you want to sell it. And so he said, I wanted to record these songs the way they were in my head when I wrote them. And so we set out to do that and spent a couple of years, probably more than that, doing that. He'd come over and do a few songs and tell me a lot of good stories about living in Nashville. And he was a great guy, Herb McCullough, and this is one of the songs that he recorded at my house. It's a song called Don't Look Down, and he wrote it with Taylor Pye, a friend of his. The song is going to be on our soon-to-be-released CD. I won't commit to a date, but
yeah, really. Within the next 2 years.
We've stopped doing that. Anyway, this is Herb McCullough's Don't Look Down. I guess I start this by myself. Maybe I'm awake, but lately I've been walking on the waters of life's lake. Waves lift me higher, I'm hoping I don't drown. Pelican flying by, squawking, don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down. Keep your eyes on the sky and your hopes up in the clouds. Whoa, ho, ho, let go of down below. Don't you know we're heaven bound? Don't look down. Does it really matter? Can anybody tell which one is the real world? What's the wishing well? The universe is humming, it's such a soulful sound. Satchmo floating by saying, don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down. Just keep your eyes on the sky and your hopes up in the clouds. Whoa, ho, ho, let go of down below. Don't you know we're heaven bound? Don't look down. Don't look down, don't look down. Just keep your eyes on the sky and your hopes up in the clouds. Whoa, ho, ho, let go of down below. Don't you know we're heaven bound? Don't look down. Let go of down below, don't you know? Well, don't you know we're all heaven bound? So don't Don't look down. Don't look down. Thank you, Herb McCullough.
Hey, boys! Hey! Well, thank you.
Is that kid over there? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be Kit, right? This next song is a song I wrote for a friend of ours. His name is Matt Swartzel, and he lives in he and his family live in Newport Richey, and they're one of the last owners of one of the last stilt camps that sits off of the coast of Newport Richey in the Gulf of Mexico. They sit about, I don't know, a mile or so offshore, maybe in 3 feet of water in low tide and 6 feet during high tide. But it's just a piece of heaven out there on those stilt camps, and we've been blessed to be able to spend some time out there and get up with the sunrise and go to sleep early and play some music, do some fishing and swimming and whatever. But it's just a beautiful place. And their stilt camp is number 3. Each of the remaining stilt camps out there has its own number, so that the sheriff knows which one is causing all the problems. Although those days are kind of behind us now, it's pretty quiet out there most of the time. So this is a song I wrote for Matt. It's called Stilt Camp Number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
When life's troubles burden me, I take a boat out on the sea, to a sheltered place I know, to a house on stilts is where I go. It has stood for years through wind and storm. Winter's chill, it has kept me warm. Summer months filled with memories. It's my home, my stilt camp number 3. Oh, you house on stilts standing out at sea, oh, please won't you carry me far away from the troubled land? Won't you soothe me in your sheltering hand? I remember days when as a child made me feel so free and wild. Precious time with my family, and now my own kids come with me to this magic kingdom far from shore. Time stands still where less is more. Saltwater treasures here we find, but I treasure most this family time. Oh, you house on stilts standing out at sea, oh, please won't you carry me far away from the troubled land? Won't you soothe me in your sheltering hand? Laughter and joy fill up our days. Fish and swim, we eat and play, till night comes with setting sun and a brilliant show when day is done. Million stars in a moonlit sky, the water fires as the fish swim by, the shrimpers' lights on a sparkling sea, and a peaceful calm comes over me. Should you be torn by gale force wind, we'll surely build you back again. And even stronger than before will be the bond we feel with you once more. So when life's troubles get me down, I'll hop a boat and get out of town. I'll find my haven here, you see, on the Gulf at Stilt Camp number 3. Oh, you house on stilts standing out at sea, oh, please won't you carry me far away from the troubled land? Won't you soothe me in your sheltering hand? It's almost heaven here, you see, on the Gulf at Stilt Camp number 3.
Thank you. Well, that smoke is getting too. Is it?
It's a song that I wrote. It was inspired by a luthier by the name of Richard Hoover, who happened to make the guitar that I'm playing. But he was talking about making guitars and why he does it. He's done it, I guess, all of his life, pretty much since he was in high school. And he said, you know, a guitar at its heart is a pretty basic thing, although you can build them as sophisticated as you care to or want to pay for. But he said, you know, the neat thing about a guitar is that and pretty much anybody can pick one up, learn a few chords. You might write a song and win a husband or a wife, you know, or you might write a protest song and advance a cause. He said, but what he really enjoys is to see the folks that play his guitars, and just to see their smile and the satisfaction. He said, you know, because if you can make somebody smile, you get more than you give. And I thought that was a great line, so I stole it, and I put it in this song. The song's called It Only Takes a Minute.
The song takes about 3 minutes.
It takes a little bit more than a minute.
It doesn't scan as well. It only takes 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know. It's like, that's too much
No,
trouble.
yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Well, he's got a cardboard sign, and you've got $1. Life's treating you just fine. It's treating him harder. Just look all around you. Help where you can. You know she's doing the best that you can. She's got a couple steps more. You could reach out and lend a hand just by holding the door. Ooh, look all around you. Ooh, help where you can. 'Cause it only takes a minute for you to make a difference, for you to make a difference. Shine a little light, it only takes a minute. Won't you take a minute? Won't you shine a little light in somebody's life? These walls have come closing in ever since she's been gone. There's no words you can offer him, but you could call on the phone. Ooh, look all around you. Ooh, help where you can. 'Cause it only takes a minute for you to make a difference, for you to make a difference. Shine a little light, it only takes a minute. Won't you take a minute? Won't you shine a little light in somebody's life? 'Cause it's a natural law, I've heard say that it is. You can make someone smile, you get more than you give. And it only takes a minute for you to make a difference, for you to make a difference. Shine a little light, it only takes a minute. Won't you take a minute? Won't you shine a little light in somebody's life? It only takes a minute for you to make a difference, for you to make a difference. Shine a little light, it only takes a minute. Won't you take a minute? Won't you shine a little light in somebody's life? Won't you shine a little light in somebody's life?
somebody's life. Won't you shine a little light in somebody's life?
Thank you. Thank you.
This next song is a song that I wrote. It's a tribute to the festivals that we play around the state, and those late night jams that are the best part of the festivals. And we get the chance to see friends that we only see a few times a year. And we love sitting around the campfire after the stage is all closed down and share songs and play until the wee hours of the morning. Not so much the wee hours anymore. We're getting a little older, but anyway, it's often hard to tear yourself away from those great jams. This is called Let's Just Play One More.
Hold on just a second. Let me get that in my pocket.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The line of clouds is drifting slowly across the moon tonight. Familiar faces flicker in the fading firelight. There's something about this evening, and you know it just feels right. Feels like home to me. Stars are barely peeking through the live oak canopy, and the leaves are rustling softly with a cool March evening breeze. Been swapping songs all night, and you know it's almost 3. I should get some sleep, but the music is so fine and there's so much left to say. I just can't seem to find the will to pull myself away. I've got to set in 7 hours and one later on today. Maybe I'll just play one more. That's what this night is for. 'Cause these times are so special that I get to spend with you. These festivals that we all play are such a precious few. So dig another old song out and then I'll play 1 or 2. Might be done before we're through. Daily schedule set in stone, we go our separate ways. So many stages to choose from in only 3 short days. But when the Soundman all close down, we'll have our own main stage. When the campfires start to blaze, 'cause the music is so fine and there's so much left to say. I just can't seem to find the will to pull myself away. I gotta set in 7 hours and one later on today. Maybe I'll just play one more. That's what this night is for. When this campground comes alive, something to behold. A symphony of instruments and voices fills your soul. Music everywhere, feels like magic in the air. Takes control. So let's spend this time together. We'll play our favorite songs, and as our friends come gather round, then we'll all sing along. 'Cause when this night is over, then the memories linger on. That's what we came here for. Let's just play one more. That's what this night is for. Let's just play one more. Let's just play
Thank you.
All right. Mike Jurgensen.
We'll play more than one more.
We got time for a couple more, or what, how are we doing on time? All right. Okay. Well, I guess we got two more then.
Sounds great up here. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks. The
We
sound
appreciate
is
you. Really do.
Really sweet up here on the stage.
You make all the difference in the world to us. You know how that is, right?
What are we doing?
I'll go back.
This is a tune I wrote, I guess it's been several years ago now. It was on Veterans Day. I was reading the news online, came across an article in an accompanying documentary that a woman had written about her dad, who was a Vietnam vet that suffers from PTSD. And she got really interested in his story, found out that he and about 90 other of his buddies were out on patrol in August of 1968 and were ambushed by about 1,000 North Vietnamese. And so very few of those guys made it back. But she tracked down some of his buddies that and did a documentary. And what struck me is how they continue to live through that to this day. It got under my skin because my dad was an Army career 30-year colonel. I was in the Navy for 7 years. My brother was in the Army. A lot of my family was military, so it struck a nerve for me. And so this, after watching that documentary a couple times and letting this stew for a couple of days, this song came out of it. Pretty much everything in the song comes out of the documentary, except for the beginning. Trying to figure out a way to get into the song, and I remembered as a kid, my dad was a smoker back in those days, and like just about everybody else in the military, he carried a Zippo lighter around, and he was in the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red 1. So he had a lighter with a big red 1 on it, and I saw it so many times as a kid, so I used it as an image to get me into this song. The song's called I'll Go Back Tonight, and for all you veterans out there, thank you for your service, because sometimes even when you take, that doesn't go away even when you take the uniform off. Let's put the capo on that.
I was wondering if I
Let's
was-
put the capo
You
on.
broke the mood, man.
I know. Sorry about that. That's much better.
There you go.
That feels much more. 1, 2, 3, 4. A dented, beat up Zippo engraved with a big red 1. It's lit a mile of camels, why not light another one? The axe is simple, triggered to a place from long ago, with memories and nightmares only guys like me would know. Some called it Southeast Asia, some called it Vietnam. To us we were in country and we could not give a damn about much except to make it through this day and then another. Well, keep a close eye on yourself and keep the other on your brother. But you asked me when I was in Nam, well I was there this morning, and I wound up there this afternoon. No heads up and no warning. And just before you asked, I was in that firefight. I've been here and there since '68, and I'll go back tonight. I've got a faded black and white I keep here on my desk. Most people pick it up as if it were some kind of test, and I watch them peeling back the years to recognize my face. But I only see the men whose faces never got to age. Now in the old days it was shell shock, then battle fatigue. Now a simple acronym, it's all the same to me. You see, whatever name you call it, there's a wound deep in my soul. Well, you can medicate and you can compensate, but you can never make me whole. You asked me when I was in Nam, well I was there this morning, and I wound up there this afternoon. No heads up and no warning. And just before you asked, I was in that firefight. I've been here and there since '68, and I'll go back tonight. As I gaze into that picture, I can't help wondering why I was the only one that day to make it back alive. And yet I'm still there with them, held captive in this trap. My brothers never made it home, I keep going back. You asked me when I was in Nam, well I was there this morning, and I wound up there this afternoon. No heads up and no warning. Just before you asked, I was in that firefight. I've been here and there since '68, and I'll go back tonight. You asked me when I was in Nam, I was there this morning. I wound up there this afternoon. No heads up and no warning. Just before you asked, I was in that firefight. I've been here and there since '68, and I'll go back tonight. I'll go back tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Prize. Saley. What's that? Oh, yeah.
No, what you do, Sale?
How we doing on song?
I thought we were doing 2 more.
You know what? My voice is about shot. Yeah. Let's just do River.
All right, well, we're going to close with this one. This is a song, I think, kind of the most recent thing that we brought in, I think. It's a song that I wrote by accident. Quite by accident.
You didn't mean
I didn't mean to
I
write
wish I
this.
could write songs by accident.
But we actually do this in real drop B, don't we? Yeah, we do, actually. Okay, let's get that capo off of there.
You're having capo issues tonight.
It's a song called The River's Going Dry.
Thanks for having us. We really enjoyed this. This is a great place. Love it. It's beautiful up here.
If you're here
We'll
tomorrow,
be back tomorrow.
We'll
So
be
much.
back tomorrow.
Yeah, we're playing at 5 tomorrow.
Are we ready?
We
Let's
are.
do it. Can't you see the river is going dry? It's happening now, there's no way to deny. Can't you see the river is going dry? Used to be water enough for all, in the winter, spring, in the summer and fall. Used to be plenty enough water for all. Can't you see the river is going dry? Someone tell me how, someone tell me why. Well, tell me where we went wrong, how we get it right today. If there's a choice that we're needing to make, we better make it now for everyone's sake. Can't you see the river? Can't you see the river is going dry? Everyone's got their own part to play. If we're gonna make it to a bright new day, everybody's got a little part to play. But when did everybody stop getting along? When did we stop singing the same song? When did everybody stop getting along? Can't you see the river is going dry? Someone tell me how, someone tell me why. Tell me where we went wrong, how we get it right today. If there's a choice that we're needing to make, we better make it now for everyone's sake. Can't you see the river? Can't you see the river is going dry? everyone will just lean in as one. We could get it, yeah, we could get it done. Come on, everybody, lean in as one. 'Cause can't you see the river is going dry? Happening now, there's no way to deny. Can't you see the river is going dry? Can't you see the river? Can't you see the river is going dry? Can't you see the river? Can't you see the river? It's going dry, it's going dry, it's going dry. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.